So, how to stay motivated during this whole ordeal that we're in, or as I call it when I told some of the children at my school, my center, um, we're going on a long vacation. Um, and just remember that it's okay to have those days where you don't feel like doing anything, and you even act on it and you don't do anything, because that's okay to feel those days. Everyone feels those days, no matter who you are, no matter how happy you get. You have to feel sad. Yeah, the opposite of happy is sad. The opposite of active is non-active, and you're not gonna feel happy if you don't feel sad once in a while. You're not gonna know if you feel happy if you don't feel sad once in a while, and you're not gonna know how to not be lazy if you don't feel non-active once in a while. So it's not a bad thing. It's just, you could be using your time better, but you're just not up for it, and it's a difficult time that we are going through. Let's acknowledge that it's a difficult time. And I've been, for the first few weeks, I've been trying to make sure that I'm using my time correctly. And I just, when you start, how do I put this? When you start to feel unmotivated, especially, in my opinion, especially someone like me, um, you just feel like on that day you're just don't know how you can ever do it again. But you do it again. And I know it's hard when people say, oh, well, think of good thoughts, because that's something that you really don't want to hear, but it does help. And it's not, your lack of motivation not isn't going to go away. It's never going to go away. If it never goes away, then again, if you don't know, if you act on your lack of motivation, you won't. If you don't act on your lack of motivation, how do you know? And you act lazy. Well, lazy is kind of a bad term, because you don't. People don't mean to be lazy. They just are. They People don't mean to be lazy. There's just something that's not pushing them to to be active. So if you're non-act, what I'm saying is, if you're non-active, how do you know if you're active? If you're active all the time, how do you know if you to non-active is not a good thing? Your lack of motivation is always going to be there. It's just how you deal with your lack of motivation. If you push it away by having those thoughts like, I need to do this, then it's there. And like, but when you were in that hole of lack of motivation, where it's just dragging your whole entire body down, you feel heavy, a lot heavier. You feel like a cloud of, I don't know, something just fell on you, and now it's weighing you down and you can't move. Like that. That's how I feel sometimes when I'm in that mood, and people say think good thoughts and you just don't want to hear it. You hear that all the people say that all the time, and it's just like, and you hear people say go and exercise, and you just don't want to hear that because you're right now you're in that place where you just don't want to get you want to get out of it, but yet you don't want to get out of it. At least for me, I want to get out of the lack of motivation that I have, but at the same time it's comfortable to me, and that's the only thing I know. I feel like that's the only thing I know at that moment. But in reality, I know it's not the only thing I know. Like, I can have a yoga session. If I do a yoga session for like 30 minutes, or if I go for a jog for like, I can't go for a jog for 30 minutes, that's crazy. If I go for a jog for 15 minutes, that just makes me feel amazing afterwards. And even though I'm in that depressive state, my body's just like not moving. But it's good to have at least have a plan in your mind. I am going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do a little bit of this tomorrow. Change is hard. Change is hard. And it's not going to happen once every blue moon. That's why once you do something, it's not going to automatically not going to change. It takes gradual change. So once you're in that depressive state, say like today I can't do anything. Mentally and physically I can't do anything. I tell myself that. And tomorrow, like I told you in a previous video that I'm trying to learn languages. I'm trying to keep up on learning my languages, but it's hard. I try to jog every day, but it's hard sometimes. It's hard. You just want to lie down, not do anything. But just have that mentality. Okay, something told me not to. Something is dragging me down today. Have a plan to at least jog. At least get out. Just not even jog. At least be active. I don't have to go outside, but I have to be active a little bit for like 2 or 3 minutes. So I just do a little few yoga stretches the next day for 2 minutes. And then I go back to watching TV. What I'm watching right now on YouTube is Hoarders. I used to do that in high school, and it trapped me again. Hoarders is addictive. But anyway, and even if you don't do it the day that you planned, just keep having that mentality that I didn't do it yesterday, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Or better yet, if you see right there, I have a dry erase board. It has nothing on it. Obviously, I should put something on it, but just write down some stuff. Just write down what you can write. It's a dry erase board. That means you can write down whatever you want, and if you don't want it anymore, wipe it off. That's why it's a dry erase board. Or you can you don't even need to be active sometimes. You can just all you need. You don't even need to be physically active sometimes. Like you be mentally active. Creativity creativity creativity, I don't know, active, have an imagination, like read a book, or write something, write how you feel down, write, or actually, or sometimes don't even write, just have, like, if you wanted to travel but you can't anymore, just have a dream about aspiring to travel somewhere, because I it will take your mind off of something. It will take your mind off of depression, even for 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. It will take your mind off of it, and you will remember how you felt a little bit during that distraction period. And then maybe, just maybe the next day, you'll probably get out of bed finally. And I know since I know it's really, when I say this, it sounds too good to be true. It sounds like you can't relate, obviously, because you most likely don't know me. And when I would read articles or like watch people on YouTube, um who would talk about like how to get out of a slump, I was like, well, that's easy for you to say. I don't feel that way. It's like, again, what you want to get out of the slump you're in. That's why you clicked on the the video, or that's why you clicked on the website, for them to give you tips. But you, at the same time, I don't want to say you feel comfortable, but you feel used to you at that point. It's making the stump that you're in, the depression that you're in, is making you feel like it's it's since it's already a part of you, this is what it's making you feel like at ease. Not technically at ease, because you're still into the depressive state at that moment, but you're it's making you feel like just stay there, because you don't need to do anything, because nothing's really technically really happening. You're not technically in danger, but you're just you're not in any physical danger. So why are you trying to leave this depressive state that you're in? And yeah, it's that's how you feel all the time. And it's just, and the reason you want to get out of that state, from, like I said, that's the reason why you clicked on the website that you're looking for tips on. That's why you put in the search engine how to get out of a depressive state, or that's why you're watching the video. And that's how just people with a lack of motivation want to get out of their state. And you're just like, well, it's easy for you to say, and it's not easy for it. It's easy for me to say because I started it, and people started their journey, and they started little by little over time, and it gradually happened. It didn't just happen like snap. It just happened gradually. If you ever see a parabola, that graph that it it goes like it's kind of like a half circle on a graph. Um, yeah, and and those people still have those states, even though they're saying how to get out of it. It's not like they're completely cured. It's not like, oh, after I took medicine, after I went to therapy, after I changed my mindset, everything's gone now. They still have those. They still have those times. Even if you're not depressed, even if you you were just so happy even before this whole quarantine mess happened, and now you're just, I don't know what to do. um you're you need to listen to this. I mean, it doesn't, it's yeah, it's been a month, basically a month and a half since this whole ordeal started, and of course you're not going to know what to do because you've been going to work, you've been going out for so long, and now I'll one day it's just like you can't go out anymore. You're going to put yourself at risk and you're going to put others at risk. So you're thinking about so much. And also, we are in a world where technology is just so ambi- that's not right. Excessive, I guess. There was an A word that I wanted to use, and now it's like, um, and it was making it's and technology is supposed to make our lives easier, but so we can have time to do stuff, but we don't. But there's always some new technology that we're finding out about. But now, since everything's put in a standstill, we have to focus. We have to deal with things ourselves now. We have to deal with who we are now. We have to deal with we have to actually focus on stuff now by ourselves without technology's help all the time. I mean, obviously, this is I'm using a camera, so this is technology. I mean, obviously, we still need technology to do stuff, but I mean, right now I could be playing arcade games at Boston Bowl, but I can't do that. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to Boston Bowl, but I could be doing that if I had time to go and do that, even if I didn't go work. But I, yeah, I'm off of work, but I can't go out and do stuff I want to do. So I don't know. This is just something that this is just something that we have to deal with on our own time. And what I'm saying is basically we have to gradually, we're not all of a sudden going to get better. We're not all of a sudden, our mental state is going to change, is changing because of this quarantine. And we need to evaluate what our mental capacity for change is, what how we can just deal with our own ourselves as people, how we can identify ourselves without with just everything. And I don't know, you know what, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to go into my mind to understand what I'm trying to say. It's it's very complicated what I'm trying to say, I guess, but that's what I'm basically saying. So have a good day. Bye.